All right, so let's begin our class exercises. In our last video, we ended with looking at nested tags. So we'll kind of take a look at a few of those things that we touched on in the last video. But first of all, let's begin by creating a folder so that everybody has all their files in the same place. And this is very important. Most oftentimes in class, students kind of save things all over the place, and then they have trouble linking from one file to another or from one file to an image later. So it's important that we have everything all in the same space. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to create a folder for Info 2105, and inside of that, I would like you to create a folder called Site. So I'm going to right click here and go New Folder, and I'm going to call that Site. Okay, and let's double click inside of that folder. So we're inside that folder called Site, S-I-T-E. All right, so do you guys remember the folder structure that we should have for every website? Okay, it should be New Folder, and we have Images. Okay, New Folder, and we have CSS, and usually we have something called JS for JavaScript. Okay, but for this course, we're not going to write any JavaScript, but it's still good practice to have these 3 different folders. And remember that we are going to save our HTML pages right in the main directory, so in Site. We're not going to create a separate folder called HTML and then save HTML files in this, so we're not doing that. So we're going to save HTML files right in here, not in any other folders. All right, so the next step then is to open up Atom. So I'm just going to type in here and look for Atom. Let's open that up. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of things pop up. So register as default Atom URI handler. So just say yes. Okay. And now you can kind of close all the welcome windows and things like that so that, okay. All right, so that we can all start from the same place. So next, I like you to go to File, and then I like you to go Open Folder. Okay, and let's go to that Site folder that we just created. So I know that I've put mine in FTU, Info 2105, Fall 2021, Class 2. Okay, so I've just navigated to that folder I just created. So I would like you to pause the video and also go and navigate to that folder that you just created as well. Okay, and once you've done that, you click on it and go Select Folder. And there we go, and then we have sort of like a new thing pop up. I'm just gonna close the old one, and here I have Site. And of course, inside of Site, I have now my CSS folder, I have my images folder, my JS folder, and here I can now create, oh, I have all these welcome things show up again. I don't want them. Okay, so here I have now an untitled file open up. Okay, so let's go save that. If you don't see the untitled show up here, you can close that, and now you have nothing on the right side here. You can go to File, New File. All right, so again, that's File, New File. Okay, and let's go save that. File, Save As. Before we continue to do anything, I'm going to name this index.html. So it's important that you enter .html. So it's index.html. Now every homepage for a website must be named index, and it should not be uppercase at all. All of it should be lowercase, no spaces, just index.html. Okay, so let's put that in here, and it's in the main directory, so I'm going to save that. And now it's saved as index.html. I'm just going to go double check. So see, I've saved my index.html in the main directory, not in any of the other folders. Okay. All right, so let's go back to Atom here. And what is the first thing that we need to do is the Doctype Declaration. So once I start typing things in, you can see all the the code hints, because it's trying to guess what I'm going to type. So here we have, I don't even have to type in the whole thing. I just click on that And there we have Doctype Declaration. But be careful, because I had already typed in an angle bracket. So now I have two angle brackets. I have like a double angle bracket. So there we go. So I have my Doctype Declaration. And what should my first element be? What should my first tag be? It should be HTML, right? There we go. HTML. And I like to close it right after I open it, because I'm afraid that if I don't close it right away, I might get lost and forget to close things. Okay, so next I have my head tag, and then I'm going to close my head tag. Okay, and notice that how I'm indenting things. Okay, I like to indent them because it helps me see that my head element is inside of my HTML element. Okay, and next I'm going to have body element with my open body tag and close body tag. Okay, so now let's remind ourselves what the head tag is for. Head tag is for behind the scenes stuff, right? Like links to style sheets, links to JavaScript files, maybe the meta tag. You could also have the favicon in there. You could also have your title in there. All right. And the body is where you have all the content that your visitor is actually going to see on your web page. Okay, so the head tag again is kind of like behind the scenes stuff, is the backstage stuff that is also important, but it's not seen on the page. And the body is the body of the tag. Body of the web page. All right. All right. So I'm going to go into the body and I'm going to write P tag. So this is going to be in a paragraph. Okay. So, and I'll write this is a paragraph. Okay. And this should show up on my web page. So let's go take a look. I'm going to file, save. All right. And then I can preview this page by going here to Site and make sure that you have saved it in here. Okay. Make sure that you have saved it in here. And make sure you go File, Save, okay, that it has been saved. And then you can go here and go, View, Open with Google Chrome, or I could just double click on it. That opens it in Chrome as well. And it says this is a paragraph. So congratulations, that is your first web page that you have just created. All right. So next, let's go over here and let's add that strong around it. Let's see what it does. And tag should have that. Okay, so you can pause the video if you need some time to follow. All right, so putting strong around the word paragraph will make the paragraph, will let the browser know that this word paragraph is strong, is important. It should be emphasized, okay? But how it's emphasized is left to the browser to use as default style. If you wanted that style to look different, you would use CSS. Okay, so now that I've made a change, I'm going to go save. And then I'm going to go back to my page here and refresh. And this is a paragraph. Now that has been changed to bold because it means this is emphasized. Okay. All right. So next thing is the HR is the example of the empty tag here. Okay, HR here. So in my example, I have the slash at the end because that's a previous version of HTML. XHTML uses the slash. If you use the slash there, it still works, but you don't need it. It should work without the slash because this is HTML5. Okay, so I'm going to save that, and now let's see what that looks like. So now you have the line across. Okay. And another thing that we can do is also use the BR tag. It's a line break. Here we go. Let's save it and see what that looks like. And there we have it. So we did 3 things in this tutorial so far.